Today, we are going to learn to multiply 3 digits by 1 digit. So, at the top of your 2-column notes, please write multiplying 3 digits times 1 digit. And that is your I can statement for today. I can multiply 3 digits times 1 digit. When we multiply 3 digits by 1 digit, it's the same process as we learned when multiplying 2 digits times 1 digit. So let's take our first example. If I have 537 and I'm multiplying it by 2, and remember your place value, this is our ones, tens, hundreds. I'm going to write the same problem on the other side, my 2-column notes. The first place value that you're going to multiply is the ones. So I know that 7 times 2 is 14. I place my 4, I regroup that 1, and I'm going to cross out the 7. Now I can multiply the tens times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and I add 1 more, and that makes 7. Cross out the 3. Now I'm left to multiply 2 times 5. Well, 2 times 5 or 5 times 2 is 10. So my product is 1,074. We are going to multiply the second way just like we did on our 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication. Remember, here's our place values. Here is the ones, tens, hundreds. I'm going to multiply 7 times 2, and that equals 14. I'm going to do this too to make sure we get our place values correct. Cross that out. Now I'm multiplying 3 times 2, but again, boys and girls, we talked about that 3, and the value of that 3 is 30. So now I have 30 times 2, and I know that 3 times 2 is 6. Right? And then I add my 0. So the value of 30 times 2 is 60. I have to write it in the correct place value. Now I multiply 2 times 5. Remember, this 5's value now is in the hundreds place. So 500 times 2. I know that 5 times 2 is 10. Then I place my 2 zeros. If I write that in my place value columns, I have 0, 0, 0 by hundreds, and 1,000. So if I add that up, 4 plus 0 is 4, 1 plus 6 is 7, 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0, and 1 plus 0 and 0 is 1. So my product is still 1,074. Those are equal. Push pause to write your notes. Okay, let's do another example. 756 times 6. Again, you have to remember your place values. 756 times 6. If I multiply 6 times 6, I get 36. I write my 6, I regroup my 3. 6 times 5 is 30, and 30 plus 3 is 33. I write my 3, I regroup this 3. I'm going to cross these out because we already multiplied by them. Now, 7 times 6 is 42. 42 plus 3 is 45. So the product is 4,536. Let's do the same problem by breaking them out. Oh, that's not very good. Let me erase that. Try it again. 756 times 6. And I want to show my place values here. Ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, if I multiply the first one, 6 times 6 equals 36. Cross that out. This 5 is really a 50. So 50 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. And I place my 0. So that product is 300. Cross out the 5. 7 times 6. The 7, again, the value of that 7 is 700 times 6. I know that 7 times 6 equals 42. I place my 2 zeros. Now we need to add all those up. When you add them, be sure that you have the numbers, the digits, in the correct place value. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. I have 36, that's 3 tens, 6 ones. I have 300s, that's 3 hundreds, 0, 0. And my next number is 4,200. When I add up all those, 6 plus 0 is 6, 3 plus 0 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 0 plus 4 is 4. So my product again is 4,536, the same one as we got the first example. Push pause, write your notes. Let's try another example. We have 506 times 9. 506 times 9. I multiply 9 times 6, and I know because I study my math facts every night is 54. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Put my 4, regroup my 5, cross out my 6. 9 times 0, remember 0 times any number is 0, but I have to add my 5, so here will be a 5. Cross out the 0. 9 times 5 is 45. So my product is 4,554. Let's do the same problem the second way. Remember, these are all multiple perspectives, boys and girls, different ways of thinking. Ones, tens, hundreds. 9 times 6 equals 54. Cross that out. 0 tens is still 0 times 9, and any number times 0 is still 0. Cross out that 0. 9 times, remember the value of that 5 is not just 5, but we're in the hundreds place value, so it's 500. I know that 9 times 5 is 45, and I place my 2 zeros after that. Now, remember when you add them up, you have to have the correct place value. If you don't add them in the right place value, you get the wrong answer. You don't want to do all that hard work and get the wrong answer. So, when I add the ones, my answer is 4. When I add the tens, it's 5, 5, 4. So, my product, again, is 4,554. Push pause to write your notes. Okay, let's do one more example. Let's see. We have 492 times 3. Three times 2 is 6. Cross out the 2. 9 times 3 is 27. I place my 7. I regroup my 2. I'm crossing out the 9. 4 times 3 is 12. Remember, you add that 2 that you regrouped, and 12 plus 2 is 4. So the product is 1,476. Let's do that same problem by breaking it out. And I'm drawing the place value so you remember what the value of each digit is. So if I multiply 2 times 3, that equals 6. Cross out my 2. Now I have 9 times 3, but remember 9, the value of the 9 is 9 tenths, so it's 90 times 3. I know that 9 times 3 is 27. I place my 0, so that product is 270. Cross out my 9. Now I'm multiplying 4 times 3. Remember, the value of the 4 is 4 hundredths. So 400 times 3. 4 times 3 equals 12. And then I place my 2 zeros. So the product of 400 times 3 equals 1,200. Now remember, again, this is critically important. When you add those numbers up, they have to be in the right place value. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. This is 6 ones, 270, 200, 7 tens, 0 ones. 1,200 is 1,200, 0, 0. When I add those all up, I get the same product as I did when I did it the other way. So we have 1,476. Push pause to write your notes. I would like for you to work a few problems and come in tomorrow with them done both ways. We have 387 times 7. The next one will be 999 times 9. Remember, boys and girls, I want to see them both ways. I want it done this way and also when you break it out. Have a good evening.